Hello, I'm Carole Sawo. I'm teaching psychoanalysis and observation this evening. Sometimes I teach forensic psychology, but really my interest is in studying patterns. And so I look at patterns in nature and I look at patterns inside our mind. So for example, there's a link between the two. When we look into nature, we have nighttime and daytime. And then if I look inside the mind, I see that the mind is obviously asleep during the night and awake during the day. So this is just a typical basic pattern that we are in synchronicity with our external world. What I've noticed though is a rise in electrical activity generally. We're in an electrical world, we're in the world of data collection and invisible people behind the scenes now collecting information about us. Recently I was in a supermarket and as I went to go toward the tills all stopped being able to take electronic card payments. As a psychologist, it's really interesting to watch how people behaved, because within 10 minutes the supermarket had turned into a bit of Armageddon. You see, when you take people's food away, food is related to our survival. And if we're prevented from accessing food, we can turn very animalistic very quickly. The supermarket was full of abandoned trolleys and I only had £15 on me, so I had to ask the girl on the till if she could take just £15 worth of essentials and let me know when I'd run out of money. But it did make me think, and I am a thinker. I think forward of where we are today in our world. And apparently, according to my students, that's what I do. I make people think. But this little video is for you because everyday people, as we're getting older, might not be as familiar with IT and technology as the behind the scenes techies are. So now we have a lot of people collecting information about us. Now you may or may not be aware of it, you may or may not care about it, but I predict events coming up in the future from the patterns that I'm looking at today. And as we're becoming more invisible, really, behind the scenes we're becoming more visible, and I made this little video just to redress that balance. The real concern is that the data that's collected about us is forwarded onto third parties. Now in forensic I teach awareness about exactly what's being collected, so I think it's safe to assume that every text you send, every email, every video, every photograph, every DM on social media, every telephone call, every mobile exchange, everything you've ever written electronically, that is all stored and kept for years and years. And it's information that you may or may not want other people to know about. So I created this little video just to raise awareness on a couple of things. Firstly, what would you do if you couldn't access your bank account for a couple of weeks? Would you have enough resources at home to be able to carry you through that if you didn't have access to your electronic online bank accounts? You see, I can see an electronic storm coming. Soon all that data collection is maybe going to create some kind of static. But I tell you something I do know. There are people out there collecting information about us and often to use it against us. So you have a lot of techies, you have a lot of rogue employees now. But we all access servers in the clouds and sky, which is something I will never access. I'll never use clouds. And the reason being is, how paralysed would your world, would your business become if somebody froze one of the servers or stopped you accessing it? Just small things to think about. Take care of yourselves. Bye for now.